Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 37 of Shadowhome. Oh boy, 37 episodes already. I can't believe that I've been around here for that long, as it doesn't feel long or boring at all down here. It's a great place, and we're seeing the last steps towards its completion, sadly. So today I will get on with the nobleman's quarters, which is really something that I want to get done. I mean, there will be never ever any noble people living there. I don't know why my brain keeps shouting that so hard at me, but I don't care. I've just found my narrative finally for the story. It's easy. We're just going to pretend that when we are retiring ourselves from that fortress, we're going to see a grand procession of the king going into the proper mountain home that we've prepared. Alongside with this, with all the people that are living here, they'll have a wonderful, great life henceforth. Yeah. And the inapproachability of this fortress, I decided to sell that as a part of the story. You know, these guys, they once got almost eradicated. Of course they want their new mountain home as inaccessible as possible. It dawned on me how much sense it actually makes for this culture. And then I was finally getting over this bump. Okay, it took me a couple of days. I have a hard time admitting it, but this was one of the most unpleasant road bumps that I've experienced in this run. So, on a different set of news, I have decided to go and swing the big smoothing pencil over this entire floor. Is this because Icon got lazy on his late days? Not at all. Jokes aside, I just realized that I loved the aesthetics of miner has been missing. Not cool. That the aesthetics of a smoothed out workshop floor, especially in the area of the smithies, did work quite well for me. I mean, it doesn't make any sense with the tailors, and I genuinely admit that I hadn't had it in me to redraw these stockpiles yet another time after refurbishing this part here. It's okay. It's still the most beautiful workshop area that I ever did so far, and I got plans for the future. Did you remember some content creators saying that you would need to have planned it everything before you're building it? Yeah, I've been thinking about that phrase, and I decided that I'm going to do that next season. All right, guys. Why is the diagnostician dead? I thought we were now on the final laps. No drama llama, and we're winning this, so... What's up with all the dead people, guys? I do have a haggard child that is occasionally berserking around. Maybe that's one of the issues. I don't know. But one of my diagnosticians did. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. There's also a miner that disappeared. I do know where this guy disappeared. And that was in the caverns. For some odd reason, he was fighting with some remnants of the last cavern invasion. That was nothing I was too surprised about. But the other part? Anyways, I did realize while preparing for this episode that I did forget about the slab. I did forget about my ghosts from the past. So, Cave Croc and the Sword Masters fighting. Oh, okay, that's quite a lot of Croc. So the Earthen Moons have a mission down here. Probably, I don't know what the heck killed the other guy on the surface. This is, by the way, what killed the miner. Okay, whatever. Quite the massacre, but it's okay. So there's some pieces of giant rat rotting in that corridor. Yeah? Yikes. Okay, so there's even more magma there. Jeez. Haven't we had it now with the whole magma topic, no? Okay. So this looks like solid. Here we don't have any clue. So, yeah. Step 1, it's the Bucket Brigade all over again. But promise, I'll be getting to the Nobleman's quarter any hot minute. Just meant to get my stuff sorted out up here. Down here. Okay, Nobleman's quarter. This is going to be one of the more pleasant things. First up, let's get back to the point of the original distraction, smoothing out this whole area. That distracted the hell out of me. So, I can't believe it. I thought you guys were not doing it anymore. Okay. I thought the adamantine throne order got poofed somewhere. Okay, cool. I am pleasantly surprised. Sarcophagus. I will not do this like this ever again. Next time we're going to go for a proper order. So, why does that not work? Because we don't have enough wafers? Oh, the wafers we're seeing here are bound to the ground. You see, I don't have that much adamantine. That's the whole reason why the second throne never has been built. Because there was not enough adamantine. It all makes sense now. Alright, so we're going to queue these. 2 adamantine sarcophagi for the monarch's couple. I think this is the least we can do. Then I think, let's see, do we have any artifact furniture? Artifact bed? Check. Wonderful. This is one of my favorite things to do for monarchs' apartments. Slap down those artifact furniture pieces you got. So, office, throne room, and what's that now left? The dining hall, exactly. So, do I have an artifact table? No. Too bad. Would have been dope. Yeah. So, let's see. I'm going to make the queen and the king have a nice sitting spot here. Obviously, this whole place needs a lot of doors now. I think I'll leave the crypt open. Nah. All right, let's door it all up. Okay. And for all of you lovers of beautiful fortresses out there, I got good news. Season 3, or the 3rd saga that I'll do, I should rather say, will be all about architectural grandeur. I made up my mind that this is something that I haven't done enough in my Dwarf Fortress time, and yeah. So I came up with the idea, we're going to pimp it up massively. Like, we're going to go for mega projects. We're going to look up in the Dwarf Fortress Wikipedia what we can do. You guys are absolutely invited to give me ideas what you want to see. I mean, some of you already did in the comment section. Many thanks for that, by the way. It's always a pleasure to see inspirations. I do have sometimes a bit of trouble to get them worked in to the series in time, as I pre-record a lot, and oh boy, what is going on here? Why are we that laggy? So, I can hardly navigate my game anymore. I thought I had this, do I need to restart time stream every time? Is this something that we need to... Oh, let's see. Is it not on anymore? Enable time stream. Then, what was the command again? Time stream. Set FPS 50. Do I need to do that every run? If so, I need to finally do this little operation that makes things happen every time you start the game. But as you see there, whatever is influencing my game right now is stronger than the time stream feature. It's still producing massive FPS breaks. Fascinating. Yeah, too bad. And there I thought we had that problem finally ruled out. But I bet it is, again, one of these guys. It has been, so far, most of the time, flying entities that made the most problems. So let's see if we delete them. Let's see if the game automatically is working on out again. And oof, all of a sudden, it's not even lagging remotely as hard as before. That's what happens. Flying entities try to path into my fortress and they somehow don't find a way because there's trees in the way, and then the game gets into a bad pathing loop, and yeah. That is why I'm cheating. I'm really sorry if this bothers you in any way. It does bother me, by the way. Big time. I hate cheating in my sandbox experience, but you know, if it kicks my, if it destroys 90% of my FPS, I have to act, I guess. So, let's see. What do we have to exterminate here besides that? I mean, let's see if the giant orms are another problem. And if you are asking yourself, Akon, why are you not going out there and killing them? Because I can't. They are sitting in the water, and if my soldiers get close, they kite into the water and drown there. If I bring them to the water border, they'll die there, and there's sadly no in-game mechanic to prevent your soldiers from accidentally death dipping into the water. So yeah. Oh, look at here. My adamantine throne went on a rogue mission. Or the king/queen doesn't want the queen/king to have a good stool. There's a pattern. You see adamantine throne in the throne room, adamantine throne in the dining hall, but not for. Anyways, we will replace that. That was not something that I wanted to do. I want to have now beds in all these areas. So, I think this is the more private space. Alrighty. And yeah, the glacial FPS issues are resolved all of a sudden. No, I hated that it works. You know, that just means that I was right. It was just yet another pathing issue that, yeah, that we had to take care of, obviously. There we go. So I said there is going to be a tavern, and the Supper of Theater is opening its halls. And Tekud the fish dissector is the new tavern keeper. I bet this person is glad about its new job. So let's get ourselves some stockpiling here. From the wine cellars themselves. Oh yeah, I realized the other day that I also want to connect these layers a little bit more proficiently. By, let's just say we're going to go like this. So we're really just adding some finishing touches here. But I personally feel like sometimes the finishing touches are what's adding the most character into something. Alright. So there's now a shortcut. But I want that shortcut to be not leading always directly through the farms. Or tell you what, my poor farmers, they would be absolutely outraged by all the traffic running through their fields. We have to do that differently. No, we actually don't. Would not have any negative repercussions, but I didn't want to do that. Also here, this place is not keeping up with its needs. Here we have one of those classic halls that I didn't want to do anymore. Maybe I'll fix this up though too. This is not so complicated. This is only one big stockpile zone. Upgrading this is not nearly as much work as the stockpile zones where I have various micro areas that I need to reconfigure. These are the worst. So now I only need to load this place up with drink. And then we have everything we need. Look at this guy wearing a mussel shell crown like a boss. Because obviously you need a crown up here to be going into the Royal Tavern. Sorry, that entertains me much more than it should. But yeah, there's the second guest, and they're not obviously not all wearing crowns, but yeah, 3 patrons wearing crowns. Everybody who wants to dine here seems to need a crown. Fun. This guy created a legend. This girl here created a legendary item, so guess that's counting too. All right, so I'll take that for starters here. Now let's make sure that that's the finest adamantine in town available here. So let's go for some boxes. We don't have enough boxes yet. People need somewhere where they can put their belongings after all. Okay, so the royal quarters are staffed out. Let's go for the lesser royal quarters. Okay. Quite happy that I made so many weapon and armor stands, so we can easily place them wherever we want and need. There we go. Spreading them quite generously around town here, as I know that noble people, they're addicted to that stuff. It's an odd feeling to make this while not needing it because somebody requires it. I never ever have staffed out a nobleman's apartment without the actual necessity of having it. It's the very first time now that I think about it. It's almost like hearing out a ghost town. Well, that being said, steel pedestals. We need some for those otherworldly treasures, you see. Let's make 20 of them. Alright. A name for a weapon. A dwarfish child stumbling around obliviously. Okay, so let's fix that up, alright? I just need to grab the bull by its horns before it tackles me, basically. Figure of speech. So the workshops here will... I like the wild and random aesthetics behind that, in all honesty. But it needs some organizing elements. So up here we went for granite, so I'll stick to that style. Okay, so for this hall, well, I want to do some centerpieces, some big columns in the center. Let's see. there's a distance of 2, 4, 6, and 7. There we go. And just like that, we have a little bit of an organizing element in here. Except for the fact that I ordered floors. Dang it. Ugh. I sometimes... get overwhelmed by this building system, and yeah, of course I can't just replace them. Oh, of course I can't just replace them. So... yeah. Just when I thought I'd get it done real quick. But at least it's getting done. And these are all the things that I want to do next time before having to redraw everything. I think by now I have enough experience with this game that I am able to foreplan all this. But in all honesty, I wouldn't have felt ready for this before. Not at all. Took me only 1,000 hours in this game to get this far. Well, in all honesty, a couple of them hours were just the game running in the background. Probably 200 or 300, but the rest is just active game time. I don't have games too often that occupy my game time that heavily, but Dwarf Fortress is something I really love returning to, despite all its kinks, despite all its shortcomings, despite all its unfinishedness. This is something that I really dislike at times. Oh yeah, we need a proper bookkeeper's office. This guy really deserves. I mean, imagine working for how many years just under these conditions. I mean, the person inhabiting the office next to you died a couple of years, and you're still inhabiting that lonely stool in the corner of the whatever we want to call this hole. I'm working on my on these things, at least this time. Alrighty, so gotta punch a hole into the ground here. And let's see, how's that project coming along? Well, not bad. We do need more adamantine, obviously. So, there we go. Needs a couple of scrying doors, obviously. We are at this point again. I also do need to acquire another black diamond for a certain tomb. But yeah, occasionally deleting the invaders does the trick. As sad as it is, I would prefer them to swarm into my fortress and bringing crazy battles and wanton murder and everything. But well, maybe in future versions. All right. I really do hope that my dwarfs will get the work here together, but it does look quite good. Alrighty. So, yeah, we're gonna bucket brigade that little thing there. Yes, yes, it is only a singular pond, but before somebody dies while placing a door or something like that, I've had more ridiculous and humiliating deaths before, so yeah, we better do that. We better do that. So, it's time for the yearly caravan. Oh yeah, and I also made up my mind when it comes down to this area. I have decided that there will be a proper guardhouse. I did really stress myself out for quite a lot of time, but yeah, the gist of it is there's gonna be a guardhouse, something like this. That's where our soldiers are going to live at. I'll probably give them access to the bottom area, I don't know yet. But they're supposed to be here. And live here. That means there's gonna be 10 cozy beds here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And number 10 for the commander, obviously. And chests for that. And cabinets. I don't know if they're really going to use them, but I don't care about that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Obviously, the captain is residing for himself. And here we go. So, the barracks zone will now be... Whoopsie doopsie, what's that weird cursor action there? Yeah. Weird selection bugs. Don't bug me. Okay, we got that. So, the help of gears will now be allowed to do everything there, because we got everything they require here. Soon TM. There's only one iron box not made yet. Well, let's see. Do my magnetite stockpiles let me down? Yes, they do! Ha! We ran out of iron. Unbelievable. I managed to get this place to run out of iron. I'm honestly proud of myself. I didn't expect to get this done, but we did it. Okay, so we're going to have another little expedition here. By the way, the pond here stays absolutely not viable for fisher dwarfs. I was wondering the other day if no fish are spawning here because it is a biome that doesn't naturally spawn fish. I do, for example, know that biomes play a role when you want to breed ocean monsters, for example. You need to put your breeding pond of sorts then below an ocean tile. Otherwise it won't work. And I was wondering, maybe the problem is that we're here sitting in the mountains where there's no fish. I mean, this brook here does not yield any real fish. It only yields shellfish. Maybe you only get shellfish at best. I don't know. Just a couple of thoughts after not seeing any successes here whatsoever. I'm not going to give up on that topic though. In future fortresses, in the future saga for example, I will go for yet another fishing pond project because I am playing Dwarf Fortress. You should not get yourself stopped from trying around only because it didn't work out in the first time. There's so many weird influencing things that you should really try it a second time. And those weird noises in the background, that's my doggo biting a plastic swine. She's really loving it. Just in case you noticed. You're not having any acoustic hallucinations or anything like that. No, no. Just my doggo biting her plastic swine. Now, we have all the things here in place to go for a last scrying session before it's time to say goodbye for today. Oh! Look at that. Bucket Brigade already won against that. So there's obviously definitely a cavity back around there. So I will not carve there. It's dangerous to do. I'll explain in another episode in more detail why. Okay, beautiful. Oh, I paused the game. Silly old me. So I'm going to place down the door blueprint there. It's just simple. If I, well, it's obviously still time here. If I do the fortification here and then I do the fortification there, I would have trouble getting into the corner where I want to go, where I need to go. And this is a method that does not have any issues like that whatsoever. Okay. Can you actually dig a tunnel beneath that? I don't think so. The fortress did not attract any migrants. I wonder why. I still wonder if this place is so inaccessible, where did the 195 dwarfs come from? There we go. Firefart. There's nothing to be worried about behind the other parts, as we're getting very close to the semi-molten rock area, so I get a little bit more sassy around these corners. Here we have another magma puddle, but luckily I can easily bucket brigade that down. Okay, so my friends, it's time to do the outro thing again. Thank you all for being around. I really appreciate that you spent your time with dwarfs and me. Hope you had a good time. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, check out the description box, and find plenty of other dwarfness down there. You can also decide to support the channel financially, which would mean a terrible lot to me. Seriously, lots of thanks to all of you who do. And of course, thanks for watching this series. I really mean it. This would be boring without you guys, so thanks for being around, and see you all on the next one. I am very sorry that we didn't finish the Nobleman's quarters for real, but I think we are on a good pace here. See you there. Bye-bye.